We have Mike and Michael still with us. Excellent. So we will start there. I was thinking, okay, Mike, with the R2 certification. Sorry. Have you done any survey? Because I know any kind of certification, we always start, okay, will it be worth it if I do it? So have you done any survey amongst the members that have already adopted this, that shows either their opinion is that it has become of value for them, or actually also perhaps hard facts? This is how we have enhanced our process. This is how the safety has become, the standards have become much higher, even our profits, etc., because we are now being able to be part of procurements, etc. What do you say?
Sure. Great question. And we watch carefully for how many new licenses are being applied for each year. So we watch those trends year on year to see if the new license requests are staying about the same, if they're going up. And every year for the past 15 years, we've had a multiples of increase in licensing requests. And we have seen no fallout of current licensed facilities. So we're not losing any licensed facilities, and we continue to gain momentum in the volumes of new licenses being applied for. We have not done surveying in our certification base. You're on mute.
Of course, sorry.
There we go.
Definitely you see that it's an increasing demand, which points out that Madame Farah, you're not muted. We have a question in the Q&A, and also we have some encouragement that I want to share with us all. So thank you all participants in this rare and unique e-waste forum. Kindly share with all the presentations so that we can all learn. Thank you, Odiambo Odawa, for that encouragement. Also, Natasha says thank you to Michael for an insightful presentation on N-Glass. Great video. And then please comment on R2 certification and its use for e-vehicles. Do you have any on that kind of specific for refurbishment or reuse of e-vehicles?
E-vehicles? Is that what you're saying?
E-vehicles. Yeah, e-vehicles.
Cars. So our biggest challenge around vehicles is the battery system. And batteries are very specifically our target for future development of our program. So as I said in the presentation, we had just included solar panels as part of the products that we certify to. We do include batteries, but car batteries have been a particular challenge for us.
Thank you. And then we have a question on how to get in touch with Thuo Muiruri from EWIK. Either you find the contacts here and send a message. Yes. He has already answered. No, I'm sorry, I'm slow. I'm just reading. Wait, one moment. Where do you find that question? In discuss, okay. Can a small ITAD business apply for an R2 certification? Can or is the possibility? How is it?
Absolutely. We have every size of recycler from a 5-person facility all the way to a 500-person facility certified under this program. But you have to be you have to weigh the value of the certification versus the cost of compliance. So there is a cost of compliance. You have to make sure that your processes are certifiable and meet the standard. So the cost to get your business ramped up to a certification standard has to outweigh, or the new business that you can bring in has to outweigh the cost to certify the facility.
I know you have online seminars or webinars then.
We do.
Rather, showing what is the process and how to apply. Is any of those webinars coming up so people can sign up for those and just be part and learn more?
You would have to look at the Knowledge Center at sustainableelectronics.com. I don't have that schedule immediately available.
Sure. Well, that's a good enough answer. I think we carry on a bit first. Or we finished? Okay. In regard to R2 certification, follow-up is carried out to ensure that the certified institutions are upgraded in terms of their e-waste activities, question mark.
So the ongoing observation, you get licensed every 4 years. So your license is good for 3 years, and then you get recertified in year 4. But each year, a third-party observer comes into your facility and looks at about a third of your overall program to make sure that you are still meeting or exceeding the standards that are set by the certification. So you get a once-a-year on-site visit for observation in the years that you're not being recertified.
Thank you. That's great. Okay. I wanted to ask you, Thuo, or rather, first of all, I wanted also to say congrats on those great awareness-raising campaigns or initiatives that you're doing. Are you with me? I think Thuo has frozen. No, he dropped out. Okay, we go on to Madame Farah.
Yes.
Let me see here. You were mentioning CRT screens as a big problem. And I also think you put it very well with the lack of traceability and as a hinder, because we can't see the values and also follow and monitor the impacts. Are you feeling that you're getting through to the government on these issues in Madagascar? Are you having a good conversation with the government?
Yes. This year, with partnership with Center, we work a lot of partnership with the government, and currently we make a different webinar and seminar and forum with them to progress. The sensitization, the awareness with them. And I think at the end of this year, we can have many solution about this. But the CRT is a problem because there is no lot of CRT, and the number of CRT is decreased. The number of CRT in Madagascar is decreased. So we have a CRT, but we can't make an investment with the solution because it decreased the number. So we must have a solution at the end of the year. But I want to have a discussion with different all of us here. What they do, what is the solution in your country, and we can propose it with our government.
For sure, and that's part of the objectives with this conference, for us to benchmark and be able to help each other know how to reach to the governments. So that's a very good point. So now I also see we're joined by James Mullah from the Green Cities in Liberia. Welcome, James. You've had some struggles with connectivity, I believe. Happy to have you here. We are in the panel Q&A discussion, but we would love to hear about the situation in Liberia. Did you have a presentation prepared? Yes, we don't have a lot of time left, so I will give you 5 minutes, James. Is that okay? No, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself. Can you unmute? Can you unmute yourself? It's down in the gray area. There's a microphone and a camera and the share button.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, I'm very sorry. I think it's just technology, and I think we can adjust along the line. Yeah. So I'm James Mullah, and I say thanks to the team from my WE Center for organizing this event. So I will be shortly presenting on our. Okay. So quickly, I will be presenting on the situation we have in Liberia, and that has to do with. So okay, so quickly, my presentation will focus on the problems, and currently, as we speak, the statistics is actually proving in terms of e-waste, we have most of our e-waste that comes from Europe, especially our electronics rather that come from Europe, and that of all of materials, all appliances from Europe. And we do not really have a clear policy on e-waste in Liberia, and this is a huge challenge. And we believe this problem is something that. Okay, so quick, let me just summarize because the slide is not available. So we don't have a clear policy on e-waste in Liberia, but then we have a lot of policy as it relates to waste management in Liberia. But because of that, we actually been working as Green Cities. We came in 2015 with the motivation from Computer for School Kenya upon my visit in Nairobi in 2015. We decided to replicate the ideas back to Liberia. So on the basis of that, we established Computer for School Liberia. And later on, we moved on to see how we establish a WE Center. So in 2018, we started a competition and we successfully won one of the match funding competition under the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund. So we currently constructed the e-waste facility in Liberia here. And hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be opening Liberia's first e-waste recycling facility to the public. So the major challenge we have is the issue of enforcement and policy from government. And this is where we actually need international partners coming in, especially working with the Environmental Protection Agency, where we can find the need of having a clear policy on managing electronic waste in Liberia, because Another challenge we face in line is more people actually want for us to always buy their electronic waste. They see electronic waste as a huge money-making thing. So as a result, we find it difficult in collecting the quantity that we need because of demand for cash. And national government has limited attention in terms of working with our institutions like green cities, because before constructing our e-waste facility, we have to pay for a construction permit from the Environmental Protection Agency. And then after completing, we have to pay for another permit on annual basis. That is an operational permit. So we actually are not getting much from government. And I think the Basel Agreement should be able to speak out to African leaders and government across Africa to see how best they can prioritize the issue of proper e-waste management in their countries. And I also think from this conference, we can be able to look at the way forward in terms of policy development for most African countries. Because I can tell you for real, most of the countries do not have a policy on e-waste management. And Liberia is not an exception to that. And also most of the countries across West Africa, they are in the same line. And I think the guys from East Africa are actually doing well. They are ahead of us. And we hope that we can have a clear network in Africa so that we all can be able to move forward. So we appreciate the time, and we really think the best solution is we need a clear policy and enforcement coming from national government, and that should come from the conference, that we can be able to speak out the recommendations to stakeholders across Africa for having a clear policy and enforcement. And also there should be a system called user pay, and it's important that those that are producing should be able to have some corporate social responsibility that will be able to help recycling institutions across Africa to be able to improve on recycling of electronic waste. So thank you very much. And like I said, we actually sorry that we came in late due to some technical issues, but at least we appreciate that we were able to give one or two information as it relates to the position of Liberia in e-waste management. Thank you.
Thank you so much, James. We're happy and grateful you managed to log in anyway in the end. And still, bear in mind, if we were all to meet in physical life, we might not have had this opportunity. So we are very grateful for all the digital opportunities that we have to see each other. Thank you. So now Michael is back also. Very good. We had a question for you as well here. Since formal and ethical refrigerant recycling is not very common in Africa, what challenges are you facing in the business, and what are the key areas of partnership and collaborations that you foresee now as we are waking up in Africa on these issues?
Well, thanks for that. Yeah, it's a very good question. I think in South Africa, we've managed to sort that out by offering the market recovery cylinders and rapid recovery services. We're now looking to expand that to the SADC region by offering cylinders to our wholesale network in the SADC region. We do require Africa as well to start looking at recovering refrigerants. It is a problem. It is easier to vent than to recover the refrigerant. Hopefully, but with collaboration, we want to offer cylinders into the market, which will allow the market to recover refrigerant into, and then we would then bulk that up somewhere and then either bring it back to South Africa or reclaim it on site. So we're basically looking for partners in African countries where we can set up these recovery sites to start taking that, to start opening up the market to start recovering refrigerant instead of venting it into the atmosphere. So yeah, it's a challenge. There's not much infrastructure at the moment to do so, but we are looking to find partners to start.
I'm happy to hear.
If that was to me, I didn't hear anything. Simone, I hear nothing now from you.
Simone, I think you've frozen.
Yeah.
These and the birth ideas. And then you talked about 7 products and innovations. And can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
No, I lost.
We can now.
Can you hear
Now,
me?
yes.
Rita is speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I hear from this screen.
Okay. I don't know if Thuo is receiving what I'm saying.
We've lost our moderator.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she'll be back.
Yeah.
There's
So I just switched name.
Now we got Sarah.
So
much
thanks
clearer.
yeah. So we lost Thuo as well. So just skip that question now. I was sort of impressed also with the painted. They had painted it pink. Their computers. Let me see now. Where are we? Because but you're back there. I'm going to switch it.
So, hello again. This is a juggle. And we asked that, no, but that was also for Thuo. I'm sorry about that. We've gotten questions from all kinds of parts here. And Susanne, we lost her as well. Because I'm thinking now when we have problematic fractions, what she was thinking of, the transboundary. Any comments? Let's just do like this because we only have 4 minutes of the panel still. Could you kindly give some last remarks? Yeah, we have one more question in the question. But yeah, let's see if any of you would like to comment on that. Otherwise, we take that with us and we'll have it replied later. I would like to know the safety measures put in place in order to ensure that the toxic chemicals, which are present in most of the e-waste recycled or refurbished, are certified free and non-toxic to the consumers. And that is, I believe, something of any kind when you refurbish or reuse to make sure, like, for instance, old plastics that we know that some older plastic appliances, now I'm not talking e-waste, but anyway, that they shouldn't be reused because they release certain chemicals. So how do we certify this? Is that something that goes within the R2?
It actually is. So part of the R2 certification is understanding your waste stream and where they go, where each material in your waste stream goes for final processing. And R2's disposition requirements say that you're going to track this all the way to its final processing position and include as part of that disposal the final process. So RoHS has around the world removed most of the sensitive materials from much of the newer product, but some of that older product has to be traced to its final processing position, and you have to confirm the type of disposal of that material, especially the focus materials, the plastics, the lead, all the sensitive material has to be traced all the way down to its final resting place.
Very good, thank you. So let's wrap up the session. Any last comments? We go with first Michael and then James and then Mike. See what you take away from today and what you see that you want to continue doing.
Yeah, I think this is a great platform. I think meeting great contacts over here. From our side, if anyone sees the opportunity to recover refrigerants in their markets, to make contact with us so we can start the collaboration there and see how we can best assist in getting the refrigerant back. Ultimately, AGAS's goal is to recover that refrigerant and ensure it doesn't get released into the environment. So we're just looking for partners to make contact so we can work together.
Very good. Thank you. And James?
Yeah, so I would like to take this time to thank the organizer of this conference, especially today's section that focused mainly on the issue of policies and regulation that will actually focus on promoting the sector. And I think we should take it at the next level. This should not just be our last time discussing on this, because a major problem we have across Africa is the issue of policy and enforcement from government. So we have to have stakeholders involved in the process to see how they can really take this to the next level. And I advise the next conference, we should have more stakeholders, especially from national government, not only from the EPA, but actually from the whole political making decision people speaking on some key issues that will actually take us to the level of we can have more policies on e-waste across the continent. And also we can be able to have, and they should not be the only conference. I think we should have this on an annual basis. An in-person conference would be good, because I now knew Michael. I'm now seeing him. So I think it's also building that network among players within the sector. So it's very important. Thank you very much.
My turn. First, I want to thank Simone for keeping us all together. Thank you very much. And I'm really encouraged by the presentations that I've seen today, and the approach each person is taking in this space. There's a lot of similarities, a lot of common threads in all of this, and I think if we drive together, we can get to the right end point. And one of the presentations emphasized awareness, driving awareness, communicating. This conference is a perfect next step to drive this awareness that there are issues and we are driving to solutions. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much for that. We are super thrilled and happy for this session as well. And thank you for bearing with me in these digital times. To get straight on what you actually said, James, we are already planning for next year in September 7th through 9th. So it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will do the second of this edition. So, yeah. Let me now say, well, thank you for this. And now I'm just going to wrap up since it's already almost 10 to 4. So I'm happy if you just stay. That's fine. Today, we've been going through everything from different legislative and policy issues from South America with Brazil, and going over from the we forum view of PROs and the EPRs, the challenges and the opportunities that are. We had some real examples from Italy as well from Nigeria. So the benchmarking is real. We also have been speaking with them to understand how we can go about it in Kenya. And then we also got to hear about the solar home systems, the opportunities there, but also challenges with take-back schemes. And of course, we talked a lot about those triple A's that everybody needs to take part, the all actors approach that I really loved, which also Antoine Garnier from Baobab Plus mentioned, that it cannot be just one actor trying to move a whole system. So we need this coordination. Then we talked about also, we heard about transboundary movement, which is a huge issue. If we now have one technology in one country, is it that we should establish that technology in all countries, or is it that we should be able to bring e-waste to those facilities around in a region, for instance, instead? So the legislation needs to be a bit more allowing, let's say, not to lose the traceability, of course, and the responsibility. And also it was mentioned that the EPR system in for instance, Europe, where you pay fees for products over there and the money stays there, but the products might come to other countries like in the African continent. So they come without the producer responsibility funds, and we are receiving them here, using them, utilizing them, which is good so that we prolong the lives, but in the end, we don't have the funds to take care of them the way they need to be taken care of. We also touched on, of course, the regional guidelines, and also we heard some live examples from Nairobi Metropolitan talking about how they now, in their solid waste management scheme, are partnering up with the existing collection points. And then now in this e-waste standards and practices that we've just gone through, we've gotten insights that there are good standards that can work for both small companies and bigger entities. There are still challenges. We heard, especially on problematic fractions, but also, of course, to get the legislation enforced, not just put in place in the paperwork, so to speak. So with that, I think we've had a really great day, first day of these three. And we have a poll now in the right-hand side of our panel. We have actually 3 questions, 2 similar, and then another one. It's how you felt today's session was, meaning this, it was supposed to be this last session, very informative or needs improvement, and then use one word to describe the whole day, if it was excellent, if it was good, or if it was bad. Kindly fill in and submit your votes. And then also, if you will be participating, we hope that you will come. Because tomorrow, day 2, if you don't have the program before you, I'll tell you that we will start and we will listen to the founder of Computers for Schools Kenya, and we sent Dr. Tom Mosili. And then we will have a keynote address with Honorable Mohammed Elmi from Ministry of Environment and Forestry in Kenya. There will be a plenary lecture of our sponsors, Close the Gap, Barloop. And then we're going to talk about innovation and new modern technologies, research and development opportunities. We will have emerging problematic fractions, so we will definitely touch more base on that tomorrow. Also, logistics and storage, along with the HSSE, the health, safety, security, environmental issues. And then capacity building and awareness creation, how that can be done, and how also collaborations with other organizations help in that. So I hope you stay tuned, and we'll reconnect tomorrow.
Simone?
I think she exited very quickly there.
Yeah.
It was a great wrap up.
Yeah, I think so.
All over. There we go.
Rebecca, Sarah.
Hi again. I don't know how long I was talking about. without the connection, but I think I heard you said it was a great wrap up. So I hope it was. So are we showing the results of the polls? Or is it just me who haven't refreshed? No, it's coming. Any other things that we should have mentioned? We start again tomorrow at 9, and it continues all the way until 4, pretty much the same as today. And the last day will be 9 until 2 o'clock on Friday. Now the results should be shown in the polls. Today's session was 75% says very informative, this last session, and 18 informative. Needs some improvement, perhaps because we lost some of our speakers even, and then due to technicalities. And then we have use one word to describe today's, the whole day. 52% says excellent, 48% good. So 50-50 between excellent and good. Yeah. And who will be participating? 65% are coming back for all the sessions. Thank you for that. We're looking forward to meeting you those 2 days. And then we have 27% of you on Thursday and 4% on Friday, and 4% will not come back. That probably, I guess, are mostly interested in what was happening today. And that's totally perfect. We hope to have something for everyone. So, and that's also the beauty of the digital webinars. If you go for a big conference, you better be there all the 3 days if you go in real life, whether you like it or not. So, yeah, with that, I say thank you again to all of you, the audience, all of our speakers today. We are thrilled and we're looking forward to tomorrow. Take care, have a good rest. Or Mike, I know your day has just begun, so for you, you had an early morning. And maybe we have some people still from other parts of the world who are in the late evening by now. So wherever you are, have a great moment and see you tomorrow, I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Madame Farah. You were still there.
Hi, Simone.